Okay. 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 I was gonna say I don't know if you heard that, but it doesn't look like you did. Welcome to Great Uncle Pixel on a rainy Wednesday afternoon. A really nicely breezy, rainy Wednesday afternoon. It's finally getting cool in here. Oh, bonk. Well, I'm just gonna, code stuff. I basically what I want to do is put in as many dang pieces as possible because it's fun. A lot of what's on my to-do list is done, surprisingly. I think I still do want to make it an option that if the black pieces are are human and white pieces are CPU, then it controls using white's controls. Or that there's at least an option to do so, because I'm going to want that to be a thing eventually. In any event, as you can see from the screen here, I've changed the look of the Sorceress piece, or the Duchess piece, to the diamond symbol that's more commonly used as. Other than that, it's identical to what it was. Let's do still has the scream attack and exactly the same as I said it last time. Ow, I've been shot. Whoop, that isn't what I wanted. But as you can see, I did leave in the Sorcerer's piece. It's still there as a separate piece. Right now, the Sorceress and the Duchess move exactly the same. They shouldn't. The real Sorceress... Boop. Oh, that's the... I forgot I have the Duchess in the... in here. Because the Sorceress is technically not a finished piece. See if I have both. Yeah, there we go. Right now, the Sorceress and the Duchess are the same, with one exception. I changed their sprites. The Duchess is the same as the Sorceress was. It's the same everything, actually. No, that's not true. Right, Duchess is new. Duchess is a new script, but I just copied everything over from the Sorceress and then changed the name of the class. Sorceress now has colorful fire stars as her projectile. But I haven't changed her stats any. I believe they still have exactly the same stats. Let me check that actually. I don't remember. Let's see. Let us see, shall we? What the heck I'm doing here? What am I doing? What am I doing? And why am I doing it here? Here. Okay. So this is all just a prelude. Anyway. So anyway, here's the Sorceress 904 400 850 100, and here's the Duchess 90 400 850 100. Yeah, so they're the same right now. And if I'm going to change any of them, it's going to be the Sorceress. Faster shot speed. I want slightly faster ground speed. I want slightly shorter cooldown. Really, the attack power the same. In fact, yeah, shorter cool. Okay, I think I just made the Sorceress more powerful than the Duchess. Wait, did I just change the Duchess by mistake? I did. Go me. No, don't save. There we go. It says Duchess right there. So go Sorceress. Sorceress. Yeah, okay, this is the Sorceress. Slightly lower attack power, slightly faster speed, slightly faster shot speed, slightly faster cooldown. Piece value is still... Piece value is 7, because it's not as maneuverable. Because all this, I say all this is what I'm going to have to change right here. Now, it has a very complicated so let me go back to the real queen and check that. I'm going to copy the queen stuff here into the Sorceress. So for at least for a bit, the Sorceress will move like the queen. Except I don't want to do it this way. Hang on, what is the easiest way to do this? I suppose I should explain what this is. Do that too. Get rid of that too. So this is just the queen with no. Right now, it's, as I have written it here with these dummied out things, this is a queen that can't be blocked. But that's not what a sorceress is. The way the sorceress works is, let me just put it here, and moves like a queen, except it cannot capture a piece unless it jumps over another piece first. So it means I have to not eliminate blocked diagonal, but I do have to check for these. In fact, I do actually have to eliminate blocked first. Let me eliminate invalid because I don't need that at all because that's down here. That will be in fact, I will need peace. Blank doesn't need a. So let me look at eliminate the blocked diagonal because this is important. Because I need these. Okay, I'm trying to see what I did here. Because, again, Sorceress is going to be complicated. That's why I didn't want to do it, but the idea that it would be complicated made me want to do it. Okay, I think I will leave these in. Because you can't move to those positions if you're blocked. Right, hang on. This is, okay. Took me a second though. I need an if-then statement here. Basically, I'm going to have if, it's going to be inconvenient because I'm going to need a separate if-then statement for each of these. If is not empty, then do this. And then if this is not empty, add this. And if this is not empty, add this. This is different from normal because even if there is an enemy piece in the way, Sorceress can't capture it. Sorceress has to jump before it can capture. Whether it's jumping over an ally piece or an enemy piece, it has to jump first. And I'm trying, I might need I might need a variable for each position. Might need Because I might need bull. Because I have to check each of the 8 directions separately to see if there's a piece there blocking it. Or if there's a piece in the way. Yeah, I have done some thought about this, but having the code actually open in front of me makes it different. Having thought about it and actually getting down to the nitty-gritty of coding it, 2 different things. But I think, and I'm right now trying to think a few steps ahead rather than just start typing, randomly. Oh, it tried to visual shader node face forward, huh? That's not a thing. That is definitely not what I typed. It is trying to figure out what I typed there. I typed garbage. You know what? I'll do it this way, and then if I can think of a better way, I shall do that. Okay. Let me copy these. Use empty. Okay. Then right here. Actually, you know what? These probably should be in here, not because they need to be redefined anyway every time you check for legal moves. So this should be in here. Blue equals false. Oh, okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's declared but not used. That's why it's that color. And I don't care. It's fine. It can be not. Whoops. 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 In any event. And so if vector 2i forward position is empty, there's a command for that. I just need to remember what it is. Because it's up here in chess plus, I believe. Let's see here. Piece at location. That's it. And so let's go back down to Sorceress. Okay. If piece at location vector 2i equals null, then else equals null. Hold on, because there is another problem here. Of course, there's going to be a null. Let me see here. Give me this. This should show me my variables. Okay, it should not. There we go. Sorceress. Board position. If and I is not equal to board position Y, if X I is less than X, hang on, board position X, left blocked equals true, else right blocked equals true. Board position. Okay, what's the problem here? Piece at location. Oh, right. Chess dot piece at location. There we go. Okay. Man, that's a mess. Man, this is a mess. So I've got to eliminate block. I want to eliminate blocked squares, but then reincorporate blocked squares. Because it can't land on an empty square after a jump. After a jump, it has to capture, if I'm understanding correctly. So it can't jump over a piece and then go to the other side on its own. I have to check those directions to see if there's a piece over there it can capture. Oh, okay. If I is less than board position Y, then I didn't realize this is up and down. Down, block. This is left to right. So, yeah, unfortunately it's going to make a mess out of this, but X, left, and right blocked. Should have copied it beforehand, but that's fine. Okay. Yeah, I don't need that. That's the Duchess, which... I'm going to look at the Duchess for a second. Yeah, because that's still fine. It's right there. Oh, I don't need you anymore. I don't need this print debug statement. Yeah, I knew this would be complicated, but I wanted to do it because it was complicated. But unfortunately, it's also annoying. I'm just sitting here looking because I don't think I want to do this. I don't think I want to do it this way at all. It's going to be a little annoying. That's right. Hang on, I'll put that back. Comment it out because I'm going to need some of this. Ooh, there's a thunderstorm happening out there right now. Hopefully, Uncle Pixel won't lose power. Because that means all the fans would shut off, and I don't want that to happen. Whew. Well, most of the fans would shut off. I have one little battery-powered one. Right here. Yeah, looking at this is a mess. Good. Doing it this way is going to be a mess. I don't want to do it like a mess. It's still going to be a bit of a mess because I have to check 8 different directions. 4 I equals board position. So let's go for I in range. Board position dot x2 if piece at so I do want that's why I didn't delete it. I do want some of it. I comma board position y. There we go. Else left blocked equals true. Break whoop. Don't delete it. Copy it. Didn't hit the control key hard enough. For equals range, board position at 1, comma -1. I want to subtract x starting at x plus 1, going to 7. I know I said 7 and typed 8, but that's just the way this language works. It stops before. You know, it doesn't need this. Right, locked equals true. Break. because I want it to stop. I want it to break out of this yeah, that's I want it to break out of the loop and not check any more squares. Y minus 1, Y minus 1. Crud. Wait. This needs to be Y. This needs to be X. Right, because X has to be stable. Right, it's have to not change. No, no, I do have to change the X. Right, so this is up blocked equals true, and this is down. Apparently not thinking very well in two dimensions today. Now, this shouldn't be required, but I'm going to leave it there anyway, because I'll leave it there anyway. And this is left blocked and right blocked. Perfect. So that's good. That's half of them. And you know what? I want to I would like to see what this looks like. I want to see how well.
Rough Night 86.
Ooh.
Thanks for following.
Oh, thank you for following. Hope you're enjoying the show so far. Watching me yammer on. Thinking. Always thinking. That's me. I thinking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some sorceresses. Let's go see what I've coded in so far. Because I'm only partially sure this is correct. I need to get me one of them things that puts a big celebratory message on the screen when you follow. Just big giant blinking lights. Causing seizures. Wait, no, that's bad. Make it flash like an old Atari game. No. Probably not a good idea. Not T. 0. There we go. Okay, that's not quite right. I do like that fade out. Okay. First of all, only seems to be moving horizontally, which means I did mess something up somewhere. Interesting. It shows this as a legal piece, and it should not. Okay. Clearly, I did something wrong. I did something wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. And I don't know what I'm doing. No, I do know what I'm doing. That just didn't work. A, B, C, D. 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 2, 2, 2. There's a cat happening over there. Seven. And just for the sake of argument, it looks like this. I did something wrong here. This one can't move left. This one can. This one can. This one cannot. Wow, I've really messed something up here because this is supposed to be able to move here, 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 or here. But it can't move here for some reason. Also, why does the piece vanish? Is that just a color issue? I think it's just a color issue. Okay. Yeah, okay. Apparently I set to exactly the same shade of gray as the background. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I set to exactly the same shade of gray as the background. Can't believe I didn't notice that till now. So I can make that a little lighter, but that's something else to worry about. So let's go back to the Sorceress and see what I did wrong. Probably, oh, well, first of all, that's what I did wrong. That's what I did wrong. That's why there's no up and down. And why there's extra things on the side. Doesn't fix all the problems, it seems. But here, yeah, you get to look. Let's reset. See, I don't know why this one and this one are not. So that's probably just did a something incorrect when it comes to moving to the right, which is makes sense. Board position for iron range, board position x plus 1 comma 8. Yes, I did do that incorrectly. Did that very incorrectly. Okay. That should do it. That should do it. Oh, wrong button. Perfect. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I mean, incomplete, but perfect for what I have done so far. I want to go back to the main. I want to go back to my test. Copy. And let's put an E, Sorceress E, as in 07? Just see what that looks like real quick. Okay. Yes, that's what I want. I have put an extra test piece in there in the bottom corners. Now, I put those there because this piece right here in the lower left, when I get this working, this piece will be able to capture this piece. But it will leap over this, won't be able to land here, won't be able to land here, but it will be able to land here and capture that piece. Not this piece. Can't leap over two pieces. So be able to capture this piece right here. It will also, actually, when I finish, I don't have diagonals in it at all yet, be able to capture this piece by leaping over this one. And the same goes for the corresponding one in the lower right. So that's what it'll look like when I'm done. Because I enjoy putting more silly pieces in here. And boy, did I pick a tough one. Definitely picked a tough one. Well, like I said, I wanted to pick a tough one. So, hmm. These four would be better done as while loops rather than for loops, because they can be a variable length, and the variable depends. Okay. Var I equals position board position X, var Y J equals board position Y. Okay, let's go down right first. While I is less than 8 and j is less than 8, I equals I plus 1, j equals j plus 1. Perfect. I comma j is no. I comma j. And there we go. This is downright. Okay. There's up, down, left, right. Now I need 4 more. Gotta get rid of the var. Minus 1, minus 1. This is up, left. This is UL. Other than that, it's almost the same. Greater than 0. And J is greater than 0. And if either one is already less than equal to or less than 0, it won't do this at all, which is what I want. Okay. Up left. Let's do down left. And up right. Down left means adding 1 to Y. Less. Right, 0, 7. Wait. It can be equal to 0. It's equal to 7. Let's do less than or equal to. Okay. 0. J is greater than or equal to 0. Less than or equal to 7. And J is less than or equal to 7. Okay. Less than or equal to 7, and J is greater than or equal to 0. Yeesh. Colon. Plus 1. Keep adding 1 to J here. Keep adding 1 to I here. Whoops, I plus 1, not I plus I. Trying to resolve type of a null node. That shouldn't be a thing. But let's give this a go. Hopefully it won't crash. I mean, if it crashes, I'll just fix it. I'm good at fixing stuff. Okay. Looks right. Okay. So that's part 1. Part 1 is done. Oops. Over to you. Stop. Okay. Now comes the difficult part. Okay, yeah, I don't want to... I need to... I think I need to... Hang on a second. Let me get rid of this. and check again, because it's automatically removing those, and I don't want it to automatically remove those. I don't want it to check blocked that way. I have to manually check for blocks in this and maybe I'll eventually move these into the piece master class. Ow, what the heck? Something stabbed my leg, it felt like. Yeah, that's probably just weird, nothing there. Nerve pinch or something. Don't get old, kids. Just stay young forever. Just remain young. What was I going to do? I was going to check this again, make sure it wasn't. Yeah, it's still stopping where I want it to. It's a little more complex than the normal blocked routine, but it is checking for blocks to make sure squares are blocked and not going past it. Yeah, it's a completely different blocked routine because it needs its own. I'm over explaining this, but I've got a microphone on. I gotta fill time here. I mean, you have to know what I'm thinking. It's important. It is important. You know, I gotta do what I'm doing. I gotta do it my way. So yeah, I don't need this routine anymore. Get rid of that. And now no. No, 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 no. Vector 2i equals -1, -1. There we go. I need it to keep track of the position. Parentheses. I don't just need it to keep track of the right, just copy this whole thing here. I don't know why I bothered to copy it separately. It's the same one. Vector 2i. Vector 2i. And these four are all vector 2i, ij. Yes. And this is why I often stop and think and smell the roses. Because now I'm not going to check if UL blocked is true, for example. I say UL blocked because that's the one on the screen at the moment, and so it was first to come to mind. But instead I want to check if, let's start with right, blocked is not equal to vector 2i, -1, -1, the default value that I set it to. 4. I equals Right. No. Yes, right. Blocked. X plus 1, 2. I don't know why I did for I equals. In right blocked 1, comma 8. If I need this. If chess piece at location vector 2I right blocked I position board position whoops Y not equal to null and this is correct. If it's not equal to null, then if chess piece hang on a second. Let's copy that. Chess piece at location dot ownership. Crud, can I do it that way? I think so. Hang on a second. Let me just glance back here and make sure it is in fact show pieces, hide pieces, get all pieces, piece at location. It does return a piece. Okay, so it will have that value. So let's scroll back down to Sorceress. Not equal to ownership. Then positions to check append. $130, $39. Oh, K. Calling it K because I and J are taken. Yeah, da, 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 da. And either way, break. Left blocked. And one. That should do it. That should do it for left and right, obviously. I don't have to add in the other 6 directions. Using something similar to these statements. But that should work. Will it work? No. But it should work. These are always 2 separate statements. Will it work and should it work? Okay. Now, I'm afraid to hit the button. Now, when I hit this, what should happen is this square should light up, and this square should light up. Plus this square and all these squares, but I'm ignoring those. I want... So, this square should light up, and this square. I mean, it worked. It clearly, obviously worked. And it worked correctly. And then I killed that poor guy. Should, Huh. Now, clearly I did something wrong in the left one, because it's not working the other way. This one should also light up, and it's not. Because it jumps over this one and selects this one. Yeah, that works. That does not work. So I did something wrong with the left-facing one. At least the right-facing one is correct. Which means, you know, my idea, the idea is correct. I just have a typo somewhere. Probably an off by 1 error or something. So let me turn that off. And let's go back to the program. Oh, there we go. It's left. There we go. That was the problem. Forgot to change the right to the left. And that should do it. Yeah, it was a typo, as I thought. The bane of many a poor boy, and God, I know I'm one. And as you can see, it still doesn't work. But you know what I am going to do? Before I start screaming, you know, like I was planning on doing, just so much screaming and throwing stuff as I do, I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again. Because that's sometimes, you know, sometimes it just doesn't reset properly. It might still not work, and it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know why this is not. Well, we'll go see. But yeah, because this one works correctly. Yeah, this one also works correctly. Crack that piece! I really like that fading effect, I have to say. And yeah, it should let me attack this piece, but it won't. Bop, 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 bop. So there's something wrong with my leftward command still, despite the typo I just fixed. So I gotta take a look at it and see what it is. Print K. Let's just do a quick little print statement there. Print left blocked. Oops, needs a parentheses there. Is it not? No. Oops. Debug. Oh, let me put a debug in here. Yeah, that's fine. One print debug, yes. Let me put a print debug in here before I try again. So I can see. Because it should do this regardless. And left is blocked. So. Print them both and see what happens here. Erase that too. Now I select the piece. Huh. What the heck? That's the problem. Let's try this again. Shall we? There it is. Okay. That time it worked. Let me bring that up again. That time it worked. The problem is I accidentally had my new loops inside of the previous while loop because of the indentation. But as you can see, it is now properly going to the left. I tried to make the shot actually look like it was spinning at one point, but it didn't really. So let's make sure this. Yes. Yes. There we go. And so this should pick. Marvelous! Marvelous. Marvelous. And I pause here because I have to do I had to momentarily do a think. So yeah, let me get rid of left blocked. Let me get rid of right blocked. Let me get rid of print debug K because now I know these are right. And let me copy these because I need up blocked and down blocked, which is, you know, pretty similar except it's board position X, comma K. And it's up blocked. No, this is down. No, this is up blocked. And this is right blocked. This is down blocked. You know what? Did I make a mistake here? No, this is right. Okay. Right, I'm ignoring that. No, this is down, because it's plus. This is down blocked. Right. Down blocked. And this one is up blocked. And I want board position X, comma K. It goes there, goes there, it goes there, it goes there, and it goes there. And now I'm going to test it because that should be enough to make this work. Bring it back up, should still be there. Yep. Okay, so it shouldn't. Good. Now, let's go. Oh, okay. Made a mistake. Forgot to change this one to match, and I was looking at the wrong board position. So rerun. Start again. Stop crashing on me. Anyway, so we go here to here. Good. And now I should be able to pick this piece. I should be able to attack that piece right there. Hey, guess what piece I can attack? That also one check for up. Yep. So up, down, left, and right are all working as far as the jumpy jump's concerned. Now the diagonals are a little tougher because they need while statements like before. But I'm going to sit back for a moment. I'm just going to sit back, as it were, and feel proud of myself. This darn thing worked. Haha. I don't know why I haha. I'm the one shooting on both sides. Crack all the pieces. Crack. I have a button to crack all the pieces. It divides their health by 2. And you can just keep hitting it. Divided by 2 forever. Notice that the health bar is completely empties. The health is so low that the health bar is completely empty on the left and right. But it's still greater than 0 because it's programmed to actually show a little line down there when it's 0 or less. Watch. See? A little line appeared in the corner. Anyway. I'm going to close that. Because now You've got diagonals to do. So let's start with downright. It's going to be very similar to this. So I don't want there because I already have I and J defined. And oh, right. I don't want. There we go. It has to be more similar to this. It actually has to be just this. B. Let's get rid of this break. It has to be like this. Of course, it's angry at K, but that's okay. It doesn't need a K. Needs IJ. No K. No K? Okay. Hey, hey, hey. So there we go. It has to be exactly the same. Oh, except this also has to be here. Perfect. You know, I say that. I hope it's perfect. Okay. Let's get rid of the output window so I can see more of what I'm doing. DR. Upright. Up left. Down left. So, down right. Upright. Upright is Y -1. Let me go up here and grab these four sets of command. Let's grab these things. I'm going to put them in a little text document so I can just pull the stuff I need out of it. And what happened to the thing I was just doing? There it is. There it is. So, now, behold, as I shrink the window slightly, so I can see what the heck. Put something else in another window and have it on the side. Still miss my Mac a little bit. Anyway, so let's scroll down. Scroll down. Because this, okay. Downright. Do a little thing there. Okay. Up left is this. Up left is that with minus and minus. Oh, and also while only has one W in it.
At Vintrengeoma said, "How's it going?"
It's going pretty well. Oh. It's going well, Vintrengeoma. Over on the YouTube side of things. I checked my Twitch screen and there was no one there. Not no one, but wasn't something just spoken. That's going well. How are things going with you? Oh.
At Vintrengeoma said, "Good to hear it's going well, lol."
Yep, it is. It's going well. Yeah, it's Wednesday. The heat is finally unheating. Thanks to a nice little rainstorm. I'm programming.
At Vintrengeoma
Down to the right is
said,
I
got my death mechanic somewhat working."
Well, that's good. Down, right. What do you mean by somewhat? Okay. Oh, right. Upright is minus x plus 1, y minus 1, right? Okay. Down up left is x minus 1, y minus 1. And down left is is y plus 1, x minus 1. Sometimes I forget what numbers are. J is greater than 0.
At Vintrengeoma said, "Well, it puts the player into a down state, then on death it teleports them to the spawn ray, but the anim can be a bit jank sometimes."
Oh, yeah. Animation has always been... Animation's an issue. I won't say I haven't done it, but I had loads of trouble with animation on Find the Frog, and you'd think that would be easy because everything has one. No, not everything has one frame. It was the things that didn't have one frame that were the problem. So yeah, I understand. So what happens? Does it not? Does it go back to the regular, the default animation at the wrong time? Or does it just go through some weird poses on the way there? Huh. Is this correct? Sorry, I'm also muttering to myself. Hmm. Hmm. This piece should be selectable. Mm. Think. Think, 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 think. Anything I want to check? Right. Oh, that should not be. That is incorrect. Okay, I did something wrong.
Said, if an attack is being played at the same time it doesn't trigger, there's also an issue of it isn't playing the final fall to floor anim yet for some reason, and yet it is returning to idle at end thinking face.
Huh. I mean, obviously I can't see your code, so I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but yeah. I know you weren't asking me for help, but yeah. I can't help it. I look at things like that and go, huh, what could be causing that?
Said, the idle at end is intended.
Hmm. But yeah, skipping over the falling to floor animation is a problem. We're having a similar problem with the floor is lava. What is that? Yeah, okay, I hit that.
At Vindrengeoma said, the good thing is it is going through some of the process, just not the full process yet, lol.
Huh. Well, at least it's doing something. At least it is doing something. Okay. Whoa, what was that? What? Oh, what? Oh, sorry about that. Apparently clicked on a game by mistake. A very noisy one. I don't want to play a game now. I want to make a game now. So I am making a game now. Did it start? It started. Good. Okay. Oh. Okay. I think I see kind of a problem. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, yeah, this should be up right, not up left. Did I set up left and upright blocked wrong? Something's wrong here with my up left and upright. So let's see here. Down right is +1 +1. Up left is -1 -1. Down left is yeah, -1x +1y. Up right is +1. So yeah, it looks like these are correct. So I must have these mixed up. Wait a minute.
At Vintrengeoma said, Phew, I just realized I should have included a button to return to spawn for resurrection casts. Guess I'll sort that out later.
Huh. Yeah, but if the animation isn't quite working right, well, I mean that's the at least it's doing something. But yeah, if it's fix this now before adding a new feature on top of it. That's what I like to try to do. Hang on a second. Up left. Now, let me just do. Okay. Okay. Because I want to compare these two.
At Vintrengeoma said, have we considered lighting the project on fire and walking away?
I have, but I'm enjoying it. I enjoy things being on fire. Or not being on fire. I mean, where am I? Print, debug, I, comma, space, comma, J. Print, debug. Vector 2i, ij. And now let me take a look at the output window.
At Vintrengeoma said, good point, the project is already on fire, what's the use?
Right. be doing this. Aha! Aha! Down left, up left. That was the problem. Yeah, see, things weren't on fire here. So it was a one character typo, yay. Up left, down left. Okay. Down right, up left, up left. These debug statements in here anymore. Down left, upright, upright. Oh. Look at that. Forgot to close that window while I was messing with code. But now it should work. This piece.
Said, I actually have some really fun things set up already. It's just getting the entire thing set up very stress, much brain hurt.
Well, that's how I'm feeling right now. So I understand. I am with you on stress brain hurt. I said to myself, self, I already have so many pieces, chess pieces in this game. How can one more be an issue? Ha 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 ha! I picked the hardest piece in the universe to look at all this mess. I probably want to break this down and into some point, but right now I just want to get it working at all. I got to brute force it working first, and then I'll figure out how to make it nicer. I thought I had it. And I tried to show everyone the code with the wrong window up. But yeah, look at all this. This is all for my new piece, my new chess piece. Not these. These don't count. This is the issue. And yeah, okay, it is calculating correctly that up and to the right is blocked. Okay, so up and to the left. Up is -1. Left is -1. Up. Down is +1. X is -1. Oh ho! Look at this. This is wrong. As long as it has to be I and greater than equal to 0. Check some of these. -1. X +1. Yeah. Okay, so upright. Here's the problem, because this. So it should be doing this. Print I, J. Print vector 2I, I comma J, and print piece at location IJ. Break. Now, all that to say, selecting this piece here in the corner should let me attack this piece right here. And this piece right here. Because it can only attack by jumping over another piece. So it jumps over this piece and can attack this piece. And this way, it jumps over this piece and can attack this piece. So, as you can see, this one's working. This one is not. And I'm not sure why. Oh, I know. No, wait, I don't. Let's hit save. Okay, I didn't actually change anything. Okay, let's try this again. I have that window up, but what I'm mainly looking at is this stuff down here. And clear. Okay, 1-6. A, B, C, let me just check something. Okay. Okay. 1-6-1. Wait, so this is checking the wrong way. Did I add and subtract incorrectly? Upright. To the right is +1 for x. For up is -1. But it shouldn't be going from 2-5 to 1-6. It should be going from 2-5 to 3-4. This is why. Derp. Okay. Okay. I knew it was something simple. I knew it was something simple but stupid. Do I still have that window up? Let me remove that window. Okay. UL blocked. Not board position. It has to start from the blocked square, not from the pieces position. That's what these checks have to do. And that's why it didn't work. That's why it didn't work. Now I hope it works. It should work like a jerk. Wait, no. Bingo! Okay. And yeah, can get that one. It jumps. It doesn't matter what color the piece it jumps over is, as long as it jumps over one piece, it can capture one piece beyond that jumped piece. And likewise, it can jump to the left and get this one, jump over this piece and get that one, or it can jump over this piece and get that one. And otherwise, it moves like a queen. And oh my goodness, I can't believe that worked. I mean, I can believe it worked. A little messier than I wanted, but I'm pretty sure there has to be a way to consolidate those essentially repeated what are essentially repeated loops that are basically the same thing, except the plus ones and minus ones are different, or the x's and y's are different, but it's essentially the same test over and over again. So I'm pretty sure I can consolidate that. But I'm not going to right now. What I'm going to do... Do I still have it up on the screen? Yes. What I'm going to do is watch the CPU try to get a hang of this thing. Oh, this is a checkmate game. Okay. I want to start a game with the Sorceress. Ha ha ha, yeah. That's what makes Sorceress nasty. Can capture a queen on the first, not a queen, a pawn on the first turn. So I am going to make it a little more, I think I'm going to make her a little more fragile to make up for that rather long jump it can do at the beginning. Oh yeah, the king's going to totally decimate. Get rid of some of these print statements. You can see down here what's going on. While I go over to the Sorceress. Yes, there she is. We'll lower her attack power to 7. And I think I'll keep her shot speed high. Keep her cooldown slow. Keep her speed the same. Okay. Oh yes, and let me check her starting health, which is actually not in her, which is in the board setup, not in the, Duchess. Okay. Duchess. 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 Sorceress. Starting health 25. Puts her above a pawn, but below every other piece except a pawn. So, made her a little weaker, a little more fragile, to make up for the fact you can leap across the screen and start capturing on the first turn. Ooh. Duchess versus King. A cracked king, no less. Didn't hit, though. Yeah, could have captured that pawn, but... Man, can't hit, can you? Oops. Boom. Yeah, I really do like that fading out animation for death rather than the flashing. And, you know, nothing hard about it. It's just the transparency is being increased to 100, from 0 to 100. And so it's just completely transparent at the end. Technically still visible, but, yeah, I don't always like my own graphics, but sometimes. Sometimes I do a thing I like. Generally, if I don't like a design of a piece, I will change it, and I am considering changing the design of some pieces. Especially the Empress. Definitely the Empress, possibly the Princess. Because it's hard to tell the Empress from a Knight at first glance. They are different. Because the Empress, there's no Empresses here, but oh, well, looks like Red's gonna win this. If they can actually aim for each other. Yep. But anyway, oops. Hit that by mistake, but anyway, it is very difficult to tell. Well, actually, that is the screen I wanted. It is very difficult to tell a standard knight from an empress. Princess at least has those wings at the bottom, but the empress at first glance, and the Amazon has that crown at the top. I'm sure I could find other. Because there's other names for these pieces, like the Chancellor and the Archbishop. That's the Princess is an Archbishop. I think the Rook is a Chancellor. The half Rook, half Knight is a Chancellor. Oh, I have to add the Duchess to this, don't I? I guess I do. I guess I did done do. So that's my next fun. I'm pretty sure the computer
said, "I don't know, your chess looks crazy to me, man."
It's very crazy. I keep adding more pieces that have nothing to do with normal chess. I think that's what makes it fun. None of these are normal. In this game, none of these are normal. Or this variation, none of these are normal pieces. And that's how I wanted it. And of course, they fight. That is a big part of it. That's why I'm trying to think of a name that doesn't have chess in the title at all.
Ain't got no idea what's going on, but there's lasers and chess pieces are splodin' LOL.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just letting the CPU fight itself for so I can watch it. In fact, I don't actually want to watch this. This is I mean, I do want to watch it, but I don't want to watch these pieces. I want to watch random. Random checkmate, no less. Okay, there's no sorceress here. I want to see what how the sorceress acts in. So. And give me a sorceress. There's one. Oh, red attacked first, so yeah, sorceress can immediately attack a pawn, and when the computer's controlling it, it will. I think the yeah, that makes how to make it fair. Well, the sorceress may immediately attack a pawn, but it may not beat the pawn. Computer sorceress, or actually, the computer pawn is very aggressive. You gotta watch out for it. You gotta keep away from it as much as possible. And the CPU does not know how to play keep away. CPU will just charge you, and well, as you can see here. Yep. Dragon. Dragon's also dangerous for the same reason. It will charge you, but it moves a lot slower. Yep. Kill, kill, kill. And has very long range. Yeah, I'm going to have to play with some, I may not do it on stream, but I may want to play with some different icons for the Empress and Princess. Especially Empress.
At Vindrenjayoma said. Computer Pawn said, if I'm going down, you're coming with me.
Yep, pretty much. The CPU controlled pawn is a kamikaze. It will just charge right at you and stab you in the face. To be fair, the CPU knight and dragon will do the same thing. Because they're also melee characters. Oh, and there we go. Knight versus dragon. Ooh, this may not go well for the dragon here. Yep, went fine. This dragon hits like a truck, but no range. Oh. The other thing about this CPU level is that the pieces, if they can't capture, this is a checkmate game, so if the pieces can't capture, they try to move closer to the opposing king.
Dragon or off-brand PK show.
You know, it has wings. Don't be silly. For a Pikachu, it'd have a tail. And rosy cheeks. Bam.
At Vindrengeoma said, Nintendo will never believe you.
Pikachu doesn't breathe fire. Also, it says dragon everywhere in the program. Also, the face is entirely based on an Atari 2600 dragon, so I could show them what it used to look like. Yeah, I never even for a moment considered it looked even vaguely like Pikachu. No, I can't see it, actually. Boom. Oh, there we go.
At Vindrengeoma said, the wings vaguely resemble the tail, but I'm mostly memeing.
Ah. Well, don't scare me like that. No sorceress, no duchess, no dragon in this one. Just your standard old Amazon. So what I need to do next, I need to fix this screen. Ugh, okay, it's not that hard.
Faye_helmet said, he.
Wow. Wow, the text-to-speech read that weirdly. Hi, hello, Faye Helmet. I thought you were laughing, not saying hi. Wow. Welcome to the show.
At Vindrengeoma said, that was a very important statement. Faye_helmet said, LOL.
Rongle Donkelus, as no one has ever said in the history of English language. Where did I put my promotion window? Is it in movement? I think it's in movement. The problem with having a big program like this, everything is everywhere. Okay, so promote box. I want to add child node, animated sprite 2D. That's a P sorceress or a P psychiatrist.
At Vindrengeoma said, pneumonultramicroscopic silicovolcaniconiosis.
That too? I have to look at that. Wow, that's a... I think it pronounced that one more accurately than it did hi. Go figure.
At Vintrengeoma said, TDS was summoning demons.
Demons.
Me.
Said, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. At Vintrengeoma said, with that high.
Hi! Welcome to the show! Now Disney's coming after me.
Said, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Don't get distracted reading Wikipedia, me. What am I doing? What are you doing, me? What am I doing? Where am I? What's going on? I don't know what I'm doing. Promote. Peace. I don't want just promote peace. I want... choose promotion. Actually, match promote type. For tonight. Let me just do the random one first, because that's the easy one. Sorceress, new. Duchess, new. There you go. So add that there. But the difficult one is over here. Choose promotion. Okay. I guess that's okay. Okay. This. Yes, I know. I'm doing it twice. It's so nice I do it twice. So we want 138, 138. Do I still have the window up? I do not. Okay. So it's 70. Minus 35. What's 44 minus 35? 9. 79. 149. 219. 289. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. Choice is less than 1, then choice is 9. If choice is greater 8. If choice is nearer than 9, choice is 1. Choice is greater than Yeah, that should do, in fact. P Duchess. Sprite frames. False. Duchess B. Duchess A. Let me scroll up, because that's where transform position should be 289, 138. P Sorceress should be 219, 138. P Amazon should now be 149. P Empress should be 79. And Princess should be 9. Did that work? We shall see, shan't we? Shalln't we, as no one has ever said in the history of words.
At Vintrengeoma.
I'm pretty sure the box is going to
said,
look wrong, but...
I'm not upset. I'm not. This country is upset with absurd prices. $10 for a meal at MC Donald's. I need more meat in my diet.
MC Donald's. Sorry, I'm more laughing at the text-to-speech. Apparently has never heard the word McDonald's before. Umdelilil. Oh, there we go. There we go. That looks good. I mean, it doesn't looks a little off there, but so I need to texture. Is that texture? Yes. Nearest mipmap. Mipmap that thing, you stupid. Okay, good. So now it's sharp. And now I need to take the promote box itself and move it slightly. So I need to add 35. Okay, I need to add 70 to it. $35 to the left.
At Vintrengeoma.
429.
Yo, this is MC Donald's and I'm here to say, you gotta eat a Big Mac every single day.
You should eat a Big Mac every single... You shouldn't eat a Big Mac every single day. That's bad. 429 minus 30. 35. That's what I thought. 394.
At Vintrengeoma. Said. I feel bloated just typing that.
Now look, I like a good Big Mac every now and then, but can't live on that. Need some greens. I don't mean the lettuce on the Big Mac. I should get a salad for dinner tonight. Wow, look how great that looks. I didn't think this would be the hard part. Okay, it needs to be moved. Okay, I think I need to move this manually rather than messing around with numbers. I've got numbers and stuff. Okay.
At Vindrengeoma said, I couldn't eat MC Donald's every single day, you feel like shit after having to eat it just a few days in a row.
This is true. This is very true. Aw. $80, $150, $220, $290. Wouldn't recommend any other fast food restaurant either, for that matter. For every day. $50, $220, $290. Okay.
At Vindrengeoma said, I mean maybe somewhere that serves non-fried chicken for protein.
I've had non-fried chicken a lot. Fried chicken's been giving me upset tum-tum lately. Which is too bad.
At
I really like fried chicken, but
said,
can only eat so much of it.
Beef is terrible for you.
Everything's terrible for you. Or for me, anyway. Close the promote box. Two, three, four, five. Now I want beef. Damn. What have you done to me? Okay, perfect, except for one thing. Eh? Oh, that's not. Oh no, it is right. It is right. This is. I was gonna be worried there for a second because thought, oh no, why can't I capture this piece? Because it's also red. They're both red. Okay. And I just want to check one other thing. Check, put in the test with just those. I was really hoping it would move the pawns first and not do whatever's happening here. I forgot to comment out that last pawn.
Said, capture red with the blue pieces invading from the north behind the fog of war.
Okay, let's try this again. I have considered putting in a third team, but that would require doing a drastic amount of rewriting. Because right now, the teams are represented by the booleans true and false. And there's no way to get a third option in there. Maybe Chess Plus 2 will have 4-player mode. Wouldn't that be fun? Like a 10 by 10 chessboard with an army at the top and an army at the bottom and an army at the left and an army at the right. That sounds amazing. Well, time to throw this out. I have a new game to start. I'm not doing that yet. It would be easier just to put that on top of this than to as much rewriting as it would entail. I could probably do it. I'm not going to do it right now. Right now I was testing.
At Vintrengeoma said, 3 Kingdoms mode with Chinese themed pieces.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, that is not. Dragon in this game is actually vaguely inspired by the dragon piece in Shogi, but not quite. So I've been considering adding the Dragon Horse and the Dragon King as well.
At Vindrenjeoma said, Guan Yu and Zioha done my beloveds.
Good old Guan Yu. Reminds me of a Nintendo game called, I mean, there are plenty of Nintendo games where set in that era.
Said,
but my favorite is still
I
Destiny of an
can't
Emperor.
believe I wrote those correctly on the first try.
They can be a little hard to spell for English speakers. I mean, not that hard. They don't have that many letters in them, but bam. Ow. Yeah, dragon hits like a truck. But since this is a checkmate game, king hits like a truck too.
At Vindrenjeoma said, letters are all made up anyway.
That's true. As Humpty Dumpty said, who's going to be the master, you or the word? Pawn versus pawn. Not a draw. Surprising. I threw a rock at it. It was a big rock. Oh, okay. Just my phone is making noises. Boom.
At Vindrenjeoma said, oh yes, the wise philosopher Humptious Dumptious.
Yep. And for just a moment, only but a moment, I tried to figure out if I could put an egg in this game. Well, how would an egg move or fight? Simple, man.
Vintrengeoma said, Egg becomes some sort of digital monster to avoid complaints from Nintendo.
Could work. Or I could just edit the dragon and make it into an actual Pikachu. See, I'd take the dragon here, and first thing you gotta do is give him a couple black stripes over here, like that. Like so. Nope, not black stripes. Where are you? Red stripes. Got some red stripes right here. Then you gotta make his eyes smaller and cuter, like that. Then you gotta give him a little red dot right there. The guy erased the horns and give him little ears. There we go. Most of all, you gotta erase the wings. Also, face a little flatter. Oh, there we go. Hang on. There we go. That looks like a Pikachu. We'll put in a little tail here.
Vintrengeoma said, truly the most dragon of all dragons.
Yep, it's a Pikachu. There we go. There's a Pikachu piece. A little black dot in his eye there. I'm not adding this to the game. I just wanted to see if I could draw it. Though I guess technically, considering where I just saved this file, it's been added to the game already. Let's see here. Update. Down at the lower left. Yep, there he is, Pika. Not really a good Pikachu, but that's okay. Dot should, that red dot should be behind the eye, not in front of it. I think that's what the red dot. That looks better. There you go. It's much better. See that? Look at that. Look at that Pikachu. That is a ridiculous looking Pikachu. Oh, I guess it should have a little pause. There we go. A little paw in front there. A little paw in front, update that image. Come on, I know how to update images. There we go, we'll pause in front. See, that's much better. That is a lawsuit waiting to happen right there.
About, it's just in the box.
Right, can't actually get into the game unless I put it there, and I'm not doing that. The queen already shoots lightning. I don't need a little rodent in there shooting lightning. I'm gonna save that image anyway. That makes me laugh. That amuses me right there. That amuses me way too much, for I am easily amused. Few more changes there. I don't know. Just a little guy. And despite what the Mandela effect would have you believe, Pikachu does not have a black tail tip. However, now I think about it, Pikachu does have black ear tips. Whoops. Red base of the tail. Doesn't actually have those red stripes either. That's some. No, actually it does have those red stripes. Yeah. Gotta find a good picture of him from the back there. That absolutely does have those red stripes. There we go. Now I'm just amusing myself with there we go. Black ears, red stripes, little red base of the tail. No mip maps. We all know Pikachu has no mip maps. That out of there. There we go. There's a terrible. It's not even a particularly good Pikachu, but that's okay because I can't draw. Okay, I can draw. I just can't draw well, so that's different. I genuinely, to be silly for a moment, I genuinely like drawing in this 16 by 16 where'd my drinks go? In the 16 by 16 pixel style. I find it very
I used to draw a long
weirdly
time ago.
weirdly freeing. I guess freeing is the right way to phrase it. It just having to keep within these limitations means I can't get too fancy to begin with. So the point is not to get as fancy as possible, but to make it look as good as possible within the 16 by 16 limitation. I'm just I'm looking at other pictures of the Empress to see if it's if I would rather use those, and I don't think so. I think I'll keep the Empress for now. The other image is like a rook. The other
At
usually used
Vintrengeoma
is a rook with
said,
a little with the
I
king's little
enjoyed
circle
drawing,
on top.
but I never had the determination to truly put effort into comics.
I I enjoy drawing. I just can't always come up with ideas of what to draw or who to draw or how to draw it. I have been struggling. Oh, interesting. I'll look at that later. I have been struggling. I've been considering, I should say. Struggling's the wrong word. I've been considering trying to make more human-like figures for this game, at least during combat, and so to have actual little people running around shooting each other. But that has so many frames of animation for each piece. I would, let's see, need a running to the right animation. We need a running to the right animation, a running up animation, a running diagonally animation. Huh. I guess not as many as I thought, because I could then reflect those. Running to the right reflected is running to the left, and running down is the reflected version of running up. And then I'd need 3 more animations for shooting in those directions. Right, up, and diagonal. Might need 2 diagonals. Diagonal up and diagonal down. Up and down may need to be different too. I guess it depends on the piece and how I draw them. But
At
probably not.
Vintrengeoma said, that'd be neat, yet I didn't like doing pixel art. It
Yeah.
took me forever to convince myself to get into Blender because I started with 3ds Max, so I had an aversion to it.
Huh. I'm not sure what 3ds Max is. Let's take a look at that. Oh, okay. Formerly 3D Studio Max. Oh, okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard of that, and for a second I thought that was had something to do with the 3DS. Clearly not. Yeah, I have not done any serious 3D artwork. I want to, but you think my graphics are simple now. I think the next thing will be just my first 3D games will just be blocks, just be cubes hitting each other. I say that, but you know, I could totally do that. There is nothing wrong with giant blocks hitting each other.
At Vintrengeoma said,
Giant cubes.
no lol, it's an expensive modeling software I learned a bit of in high school.
Yeah, I found it on Wikipedia. Not the program itself, a description of the program. They have a website. Software is a service now? It's already, I already hate it. If I put something on my computer, I want to own it. Because I'm old and I believe in owning software. Oh, there we go. Starting at $168 a month. So it's not even a you give them a ridiculous amount of money and then you have it. No, no, uh you've got to pay like $1,000 every year. Wow. Wow, okay, yeah. Congratulations 3DS Max if you'd ever wanted me
At Vindrenjayoma
to do it,
said,
to use it.
3DS Max was always a service and it cost upwards of $3,000 just to own.
Wow. Hmm. 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 Okay, gotta not read Wikipedia. That is the ADHD trap.
At Vindrenjayoma
Also an
said, yet
ADND
actual
trap.
bullshit.
Yeah, that is way too much. I will when if and when I start doing 3D stuff on this stream, you can bet I'm going to use the cheapest thing possible. Not even necessarily to be cheap, but to keep
At
my
Vindrenjayoma
aesthetic.
said, this was the industry standard LMAO and no blender is outshining.
Yeah, I mean that's the problem. You get complacent. You start charging money instead of if you put all your effort into charging money instead of making the product better, someone else is going to take over. At least until they start forgetting to make the project better and start focusing on charging more. Oh, I need a little snack. Oh, just a little snack.
At Vindrenjayoma said, community efforts corpo slop.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I have to say it. That is one thing I like about Godot. Knock on wood. But they promised to keep the thing free and community supported. It is all also it's a lot of fun to make things. So okay. Just looking at my stuff now. I didn't do much today, but I feel good about the things I did do. I kind of want to add even more pieces, but not today. Not today. I think I want to plan those ahead a little better. The Sorceress was kind of a whim because I was already using the Sorceress image. So I decided to use it for a proper Sorceress rather than a renamed Duchess, and then split the Duchess off into her own piece. I really want to. I really want to take a bunch more pieces from Archmage chess. Maybe a bunch of ideas from Archmage chess and Archon. Particular idea I like is summoning. In both Archon and in Archon, you can once per game you can summon a random elemental to attack your enemy, and in Archmage chess, you can certain pieces can spend their turn summoning a dragon to a adjacent square, but they only have two dragons, and if their opponents capture a dragon, they get the dragon piece. It still goes off the board, but then they can summon with their mage or sorceress or archmage. I think a couple other pieces can summon. Maybe the prince? I don't remember. But I think that's a fun idea. I like summoners in other games anyway.
At Vindrenjayoma said, and in Breath of Fire Ryu can turn into a dragon.
I mean, yeah. All of them can. By all of them, I mean Ryu, and of course Ryu. Technically, also Ryu, I think, but I've never played that one, so. I know Ryu's sibling can transform into a dragon in that one, so it seems reasonable that Ryu himself can.
At Vindrenjayoma said, I don't think many people have LOL.
Boom. I might redraw the Sorceress's shot tomorrow.
Said, 6 isn't a real game.
Yeah, it's not. And right now, it's not legitimately playable at all. I say legitimately because I wouldn't be surprised if someone somewhere set up a private server for it, but if so, I haven't heard of it. I don't think there's any game, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know if anyone has actually done that. I'm kind of hungry. Gotta sit back and watch this for a little bit.
At Vintrengeoma said, that one person and the 5 other people who played it.
Yeah, it didn't do well. Did not do well. In addition to not being that good a game, it did not do well. I mean, the two go hand in hand. Apparently, it was even really hard to turn into a dragon. You had to, by the time you managed to get it set up in battle, the battle's already pretty much over. And I understand why people don't like 5. My favorite, possibly my favorite game of the series, with 4 second. A lot of people don't like 4 either, so yeah, living whatever. But there's not much to like about 6, and these days there isn't anything to like about 6 because it doesn't exist. You know, that's not a ha ha ha, I don't like it so it doesn't exist. No, I mean they took it offline and it's no longer playable at all. It's just a footnote. It's an unplayable footnote in Breath of Fire's history.
At Vintrengeoma said, could you imagine a modern-day Breath of Fire with Capcom's current game dev R&D? It would be insane.
I would love it. Day 1 purchase. You hear me, Capcom? Day 1 purchase. Also day 1 purchase, Breath of Fire 4 interquels.
At Vintrengeoma said, true and true and true and true and true and true and true.
I would buy a Breath of Fire compilation in a heartbeat. You give me the first 5 games, I'd still be sad there wasn't a new one. If you gave me the first 5 games and the Breath of Fire 2 Breath of Fire 4 interquels, oh man, just in a heartbeat. There's no question that I would play that immediately. Man. I know there's a fan game out there. I forget the name of it because it's not. They didn't call it Breath of Fire, so they didn't risk Capcom's ire by actually calling it Breath of Fire, but it is clearly Breath of Fire. It looks like it's mainly based on 3, with all new characters and. And yeah, the main character does turn into a dragon. I can't remember what it's called. I keep getting confused with Threads of Time, which is a different game. That's the... Threads of Time is the... Maybe it is Threads of Time. Wait a minute. I don't know if it's going to be great, but...
Said. Also Ghost of Sparta Devil May Cry game win? I know it was never promised, but why did it not happen before whatever the hell DMC Devil May Cry was?
Yeah, Devil May Cry needs a... Okay, it's not Threads of Time. Threads of Time is the one that is the Chrono Trigger inspired game. And I thought so, because it has time right there in the title. I can't remember the other one.
Said, it's so obvious as a prequel iteration.
I mean, yeah, they have a whole mythology set up. You'd think they could, you'd think they'd use it. Man. Yeah, I would love more, I haven't really played much of the DMC series. I played the first one. I didn't do too well. But so now I'm trying to find the Breath of Fire. I know there is a new, not a new Breath of Fire, but the fan game inspired by Breath of Fire. And, whoa. Whoa, am I lagging? Or are my headphones exploding? One or the other. And what was that? Right, I was going to go check. I'm pretty sure I'm following them on what used to be. No, don't log out anything. Please don't log out. Where? Okay. I know I'm following it on several social media sites. So where? I don't remember how these social media sites work. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't always know what I'm doing. Right now, I'm trying to... Let me see here. No, maybe? Maybe? I know there was a Breath of Fire fan game, and just gotta find it. And maybe I'll post it some other time because I'm getting too distracted. Too distracted. I know that there's a Breath of Fire game I have been following. Just that I have totally forgotten. That's it. That can't be right. That can't be right. Whatever. Okay, I'll find it some other time. In the meantime, hey look, it's chess. I don't feel like getting started on anything too big right now. The Sorceress took a lot more out of me than I thought, and my to-do list actually does not extend much further past put the Sorceress in. Let me check. It's combat stats. There we go. Let's see. 1. Can I make it so if black is human and white is CPU, then black uses P1's controls? I'll do that next time. I see how to do that. That's not going to be a problem. I mean, it's going to be a problem. Of course it is. I'll miss something. That's coding for you. You think you got everything right. And right, I made notes on how to do it with a player control variable that's separate from the active player variable, and the game will use. I'll rewrite the code to use the player control variable instead of the active player variable to determine which controller is used. And mainly I want to do it that way because I do want to make player versus player online fights possible. And in that case, I want both players to be using player one's side as well. I say I want to do that. I'm not sure how to do that. That's the next big addition, making this thing work online with other players. And that seems like a giant pain. But I'm sure it can be done. Oh, did I win? Yep, I won. Let's start again. While I continue to babble and look at my list. Okay. Number 2 on the list is add more pieces, question mark? I forgot to... I have a lot of dragons written here. But the funny part is that the dragon I have in the game is not based on any of them. It's a completely original piece. Well, it's not completely original, but... Traditional dragon piece is pawn plus knight. Which is actually a fairly powerful combination. It's not much more powerful than the knight alone, but it's harder to block. Much more powerful than a pawn alone. But the pawn in my game is not a... the dragon is not a pawn plus a knight. It's a knight plus a king in terms of how it moves. Obviously, you can't checkmate it with a dragon. But I wrote down all these other dragons, including a wyvern, dragon horse, dragon king, blue dragon, cloud dragon, fire dragon, flying dragon, great dragon, rain dragon, reclining dragon, side dragon, water dragon, and wind dragon. And then I also considered adding the abbess, the heroine, the high priestess, High Priestess is a weaker princess. Can move 1 or 2 spaces diagonally, or as a knight. There's a Lilu. And yes, she is named after Lilu from the Fifth Element. Priestess. The CEO princess. The Senora. Senora is the opposite of the sorceress. Can capture a piece. Can capture any piece in its way, but otherwise it has to leap over a piece.
Just remembered Ghost of Sparta is Kratos. LOL, it's Dark Knight Sparta if anything.
Oh, right, Ghost of Sparta is Kratos. Yes. I always get Sparta and Sparta mixed up. I have not played too many God of War games either. I played one, but I didn't play it to the end. It was the most recent one, Ragnarok. God of War Ragnarok, that's the one I played. At least it's the most recent one I'm aware of. If there's another one, I don't know about it. But yeah, I didn't quite get to the end. My wife got to the end. Did I win? Oh, I did. Look at that. Barely. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of the princess being able to attack. Just leap across the screen and attack the pawn. But then when it gets there, it's not actually much more powerful than the pawn. I should make it hit harder.
At Vintrajayoma,
I'm gonna do that.
Said, I played 1 to 3. And not to imply the new games are bad like some people would have you believe, but 3 games was just enough God of War for me.
Fair. You know, I'm going to sound like an old by saying this, but sometimes, I think new games are too big. There are plenty of games that I've played for like 10, 20, 30 hours. And I'm like, man, I must be getting close to the end, right? Nope, chapter 1. What do you mean, chapter 1? I'm of the controversial opinion the PS1 and PS2 games were exactly the right length. I played through those games multiple times, and it never felt like a chore each time. Another reason I'm kind of working on making simple games here. I like simple games. There's a lot going on here, but it's there's not a lot of plot going on here. But then again, I don't program for plot. I program because I like programming.
I don't mind large games. I just don't like any game with a daily.
Oh yeah, understandable. I don't like to feel like I have to log in every day. I mean, if I enjoy the game, I'll be playing it every day anyway. So sure, then a little bonus is nice, I guess. But don't guilt me into feeling like I have to log in every day. Eventually, I'm not going to want to play. And then I'll feel bad about not logging in, and I don't want to do that. That's not making me want to play your game. It's... I had a game on my phone like that. I'm not going to name any names, but like after a while, I was just logging in for the dailies rather than the play. Because... And,
At Vintrengeoma,
I realized
said,
this thing took up way too much space on my phone.
Cool armor piece of a skeleton in a dungeon than having to log in for a prize or having to buy cosmetics.
Yeah. Especially since it's usually not even worth logging in. The prize is usually crap. Ooh, are they moving towards each other? They are. The kings are attacking each other. The girls are fighting!
At Vintrengeoma said, I miss buying a game and everything being inside the disc.
Yeah, definitely. It's weird, because I like the idea of being able to get bug fixes and updates, but at the same time, I don't want to go out and buy an installer. Of course, I guess I'm a little bit of a hypocrite when I say that, because I no longer have any of my old consoles, so I wind up playing a lot of old games on the computer. But I didn't have to pay $100 for each game in the Atari 2600 ROM file. And if you are, you're being ripped off. Sorry, Atari. I should try to make some other Atari 2600 like games. Despite the graphics on this one, this was inspired by a Commodore 64 game. Graphics are actually better than the Atari 2600 version of chess. Oh, that reminds me of the other stupid piece I wanted to add at some point. Maybe not yet. If I do it at all, probably as a secret piece, but that only shows up in random mode. Okay. That was in the middle of a sentence when I got distracted. Checker. I want to put a checker in. Completely lost little checker wandering around, jumping over enemies to what would that even look like? What would that even look like?
At Vintrengeoma said, yeah, the whole corpus being trash thing is why I started my project. I wanna make metaverses like Mega Man Battle Network possible where people can develop their little guys.
That sounds fun.
At Vintrengeoma said, Godot will have infinity and the corpus can cry about it. Well, that's running in the background. I'm amusing myself drawing a checker. That's checker A. Save as PNG. Checker B. There's checker B. Save as PNG. I don't think I'm going to add this piece in, but you know what? I can totally add this piece in. Why?
Because it's funny. I think it's funny. It's my game. I can do funny stuff. And of course, CNPNG. Save as.
At Vindrengeoma.
Checker KS.
Said, no being funny allowed.
Too late! I'm being funny. I'm hilarious. Hold on a second. Two.
At Vindrengeoma.
Here.
Said, of course I laugh at my own jokes, I'm fucking hilarious.
Well, yeah. Of course I do. I mean... cake. Delete. Checker KA, which is save first. I don't know if I'm going to put this in, but I kind of wanted to draw it to see what it would look like. And checker KB, which is you. Boop, boop, boop. So I'd actually, if I did add a checker to this game, which would be funny. Obviously, it would be two pieces, one for the regular checker and two for the king. Obviously, you couldn't checkmate a you couldn't checkmate a checker king. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do with that for now. As funny as that is, as much as it amuses me. Let's just shrink that down for a moment so you can see what it looks like in game. So there's regular checker. Checker king A. And yes, it amuses me to have the white side have red checkers and the black side have dark gray checkers. Although, now I think about it, I mean, I do want that. I do want checker KA.
At Vintrengeoma
I'm
said,
gonna make him pink instead
yes,
of.
but what will it do?
Ah, it'll move like a checker. It'll move like a. It'll move like a checker piece. Diagonally forward, one space only. Captures by leaping over, by jumping over the opponent.
At Vintrengeoma said,
Except instead of
can it
capturing it, of course,
fight?
instead it'll get into a battle like everyone else. Not sure what it'll do in battle. I have vague ideas. I think I know what it'll do in battle. Yeah, here we go. Checker A. Okay, yeah. It's made it pink instead of red, so it doesn't get too confusing.
At Vintrengeoma said, little checker land mines.
Oh, that would be funny. Just drops a piece on the ground. I was thinking of throwing discs at the opponent too. You know, like Tron. But there we go. I've added. I haven't added the checker any more than I've added the Pikachu. But I did add a graphic for a checker. Oh yeah, there's the new pink checker. Yeah. Doesn't look quite right. I guess it's okay. Checker cake. And a shot would just be center. This is the center. Oh, racer is too big. There we go. Well, doesn't really look like a circle. Nah, don't save. It's fine. It's all good. It's all good. I'll figure something out later. For now, I think I'm gonna go get dinner. Now that I've done silly things. Yeah, I enjoy coding. I don't need to. I enjoy coding. I like adding silly stuff to my games. I mean, technically, the dragon is an Easter egg. I don't mention it on the itch.io site. The only way for the dragon to appear is to pick a checkmate game with random pieces.
At Vintrengeoma said, "Alright, GGS dude was fun."
Yeah. So I'm gonna go get me some dinner, and I'll be back on Friday. Oh, you may have recalled me saying on Monday that we're having guests over starting, and they're arriving in town today. Well, I was misinformed. They're arriving in town the 25th. So 10 more days we're having guests, and I don't know what my schedule is going to look like after that. So for the I'm going to try and stream as much as possible, of course. But anyway, I'm going to go get me some food dinner. And I will be back on Friday for more coding hilarity and funshine. You know, like the bear. And I will see everyone then. Have a good day, have a good Thursday, and I'll see you on Friday. And let me spell the name of my raid right.
Have a good rest of your night or whatevs.
Yep, you too. And see you around. See you soon.